And I just want to say congratulations on choosing to buy a home in the Treasure Valley through me, Jules. I am a real estate agent with the Hamblin Group. We are a team of about 7 people at this current moment in the Boise Valley. We have sold over $27 million in real estate just as of 2025 to 2026. And we help many buyers of all kinds in the residential real estate process. My name is Jules. I have lived all across the United States, and you can read my little intro letter whenever you'd like, when you have the time. But today I'm really excited to get to tell you a bit more about how I work, how this process works, and a bit about my background. So one thing I like to do in this process is give you a rundown. We're going to go from a broad overview of the home buying process to some of the more specific details to you that are going to change depending on your finances, your preferences, and whatever may come up in the process. But ultimately, buying a home is just similar to how you might shop for anything else. But because home buying is a long-term purchase, we like to think about 5 to 10 years, regardless if you are just choosing a home to live in or buying an investment. Think about holding that assets or living in that property for about that span of time. So to tell you just a little bit about me, Boise is about the 7th city in the United States I've lived in, and I've also lived in a few places internationally. I really like Boise and also Kuna, a smaller town in the Boise area, particularly because it is an amazing place to find new construction. There is a bunch of inventory, and also home prices are relatively inexpensive to the other places I've lived, like New York City and Palo Alto, California. So one of the things I've learned about living in all these different places is that it's not necessarily about what other people think is the best city. It all depends on what's the best city for you right now. And I believe that if you are already looking into the Boise area, maybe you've already decided that this is the best place for you and you just need help honing it down to the exact specific location. There are plenty of towns within the area, and that is something that I like to explore based upon people's lifestyle, budgets, and what they expect to get out of their investment in residential real estate within the next 10 years. So as we go through this process, a lot of this will be unique to you and your goals. I have a few guides online that I've made that are on my Instagram that I will link for you here. And I want you to kind of explore these on your own, but think of them as workbooks that I've made already so that you can take the time to ask yourself these questions and journal a bit before we go through this process that might demand a lot of analytical thought from you. I think if we take the time to do a little bit of self-discovery in the beginning, then things like your timeline, finances, they can just fall into place a little bit more smoothly, and we'll also be working with other folks in order to make sure that you have the best information